The Galactic Council was the most powerful organization in the galaxy. Made up of leaders from many advanced alien races, they controlled thousands of planets and ruled with an iron grip. To them, the humans of Earth were like tiny insects, insignificant and weak. So, when they finally discovered Earth, hidden on the edge of the Milky Way, they didn't worry at all. The Council called an emergency meeting, curious to discuss these strange creatures called humans. They watched videos of humans on Earth, seeing them fight each other in sports and even in wars. At first, some alien leaders laughed, saying that humans were simple and too divided to ever be a threat. They fight among themselves, scoffed one counselor with bright green skin. They don't even have spaceships like ours. The council decided to show humans who was in charge. They sent a warning signal to Earth, a message that demanded respect. They made it clear that humans were expected to follow the rules of the Galactic Council or face the consequences. "Either join us or suffer," said the message loud and clear. But the council didn't stop there. To make sure humans understood, they sent a small fleet of warships to Earth. It was a show of power, nothing more. The fleet wasn't very large, just a few powerful ships with energy shields and weapons strong enough to destroy an entire planet. The council expected that these mighty ships would terrify the humans and force them to surrender without a fight. When the fleet approached Earth, the alien commanders were relaxed. They had conquered other planets before, and they thought this would be no different. The alien crew members on board the ships joked and laughed, already imagining how easy their mission would be. But as they moved closer to Earth, strange things began to happen. First, the fleet's scanners picked up some unusual energy signals. It seemed like Earth had advanced technology after all, but it was hidden. Before the alien fleet could respond, a sudden storm of electromagnetic pulses hit their systems. Lights flickered, screens went dark, and communication lines were cut. The alien commanders were shocked. How could humans, a primitive species, disrupt their ships like this? The humans had set up a series of defensive traps, cleverly placed around Earth's orbit. Using technology the aliens didn't recognize, humans were able to blind the fleet's sensors and scramble their weapons targeting systems. The Council's ships were now flying blind, with no clear view of Earth or its defenses. Then, human fighter jets appeared, swooping around the alien ships like swarms of angry bees. The alien commanders tried to fire back, but their systems were still down. They couldn't even lock onto the human ships, let alone shoot them down. The human pilots were fast, clever, and fearless. They attacked from all sides, forcing the alien ships into defensive mode. One by one, the alien ships took heavy damage. Some ships even crashed into each other, unable to see or coordinate in the chaos. The aliens were stunned. They had come expecting an easy victory, but now they were struggling just to survive. In the end, the Council's fleet was forced to retreat, limping back to their home planets with a report that would shock everyone. Back at the Galactic Council headquarters, the news hit like a thunderstorm. How could humans, a species that was supposed to be weak, have outsmarted them? The Council had made a huge mistake, and now they knew these humans were not as easy to conquer as they thought. After the shocking retreat of the Galactic Council's fleet, news spread quickly across Earth. Every country, every city, and every home buzzed with excitement and fear. People watched their screens in disbelief as the news reported on the failed alien invasion. The humans had successfully defended their planet, and it felt like a miracle. But they knew this victory was only the beginning. In secret military bases around the world, leaders met to discuss what had happened. Generals, scientists, and strategists gathered to plan their next steps. "We can't let our guard down," one general warned. "The Council will come back stronger. We need to prepare for a real fight." The scientists spoke up, sharing what they had learned from the alien ships that had retreated. "They were using technology we've never seen before, but we can study their systems," said a young engineer. "We have to adapt. If they come back, we must be ready." The mood in the room shifted from fear to determination. Meanwhile, in the skies above Earth, the human military was hard at work. They began modifying their jets and weapons, using what they had learned from the alien technology. Engineers worked day and night, creating new systems that could counter the advanced alien weapons. Humans had always been resourceful, and now they had a common enemy to unite them. As preparations continued, the Galactic Council regrouped. The leaders were furious about their embarrassing defeat. "We underestimated humans," said a tall alien with blue skin and sharp features. Next time, we will not make the same mistake. They decided to send a larger fleet, one equipped with stronger weapons and better technology. They would crush Earth once and for all. Back on Earth, the military finally felt ready. New fighter jets, modified and improved, were being tested. The pilots trained hard, practicing maneuvers and learning how to fight the alien ships. They worked as teams, developing tactics to outsmart their new enemies. A spirit of unity spread across the planet. People felt a sense of pride in their shared fight for survival. Then, the day came when the Galactic Council's fleet returned. This time, it was bigger and more powerful. The ships glided through space, shining with advanced weaponry. The Council was confident. They expected to dominate Earth and make humans submit to their rule. But Earth was ready. As the alien ships entered Earth's orbit, they were met with a barrage of energy blasts from newly designed weapons on the ground. The humans had turned their planet into a fortress. The aliens tried to retaliate, firing their powerful weapons back, but the human defenses were stronger than before. The sky lit up with explosions as both sides clashed fiercely. In the air, human pilots flew their modified jets, expertly dodging alien blasts while launching counterattacks. The humans had learned from their first battle. They flew in tight formations, working together to outmaneuver the alien ships. The air was filled with the sounds of engines roaring and missiles screaming through the sky. As the battle raged on, human forces began to gain the upper hand. Their unexpected tactics caught the aliens off guard. The pilots used every trick they could think of, diving and climbing, twisting and turning, just as they had practiced. Slowly, the tide of the battle began to change. One by one, the alien ships fell from the sky, bursting into flames. On the ground, people watched in awe. They cheered for their military, their hearts filled with hope and determination. The spirit of humanity was shining bright. They believed they could win. And they did. With the Council's fleet forced to retreat once again, a new sense of unity spread across Earth. They had fought back against a powerful enemy and had won. But deep down, they knew this was not the end. The Galactic Council would come back, and humans had to stay ready for whatever came next. After the second battle, humans felt a surge of hope and confidence. They had successfully pushed back the Galactic Council's powerful fleet, and news of their victory spread like wildfire. People across the planet celebrated in the streets, waving flags and singing songs of unity. But deep down, everyone knew the Council would not give up so easily. They would return, and this time, they would likely come with an even larger force. Military leaders gathered again, determined to prepare for the next confrontation. In a top-secret bunker, high-ranking officials discussed strategies and improvements. "We need to find out what the Council is planning," said a seasoned general. "We can't let them catch us off guard. They are dangerous and ruthless." Meanwhile, scientists worked day and night, studying the wreckage of alien ships left behind after the battles. They discovered new materials and technologies that could enhance their weapons and defenses. With each passing day, humans grew more skilled and resourceful. They shared ideas and techniques, drawing from their collective knowledge. Every nation contributed to the cause, putting aside differences in the face of a common enemy. As the military trained, they pushed their limits. Pilots practiced every maneuver imaginable, flying their modified jets with incredible speed and precision. Soldiers in ground forces trained tirelessly, preparing for any possible attack. They learned to work together, sharing techniques and building a strong bond as they prepared to defend their home. But it wasn't just the military that showed strength. Ordinary people across Earth began to play their part too. Engineers, teachers, and even students contributed to the war effort. Schools turned into centers for learning about space technology, and everyone wanted to help in any way they could. Communities organized fundraising events to support the military, and volunteers worked to create supplies for those on the front lines. The spirit of humanity was truly unbreakable. People shared stories of bravery and courage, inspiring one another. They knew that every small act mattered. A young girl sent drawings of hope to the soldiers, while an elderly man shared stories of past heroes. These gestures fueled the fire of determination in everyone's hearts. Then, one fateful day, the Galactic Council struck again. A massive fleet appeared on the edge of Earth's orbit, more enormous than any they had seen before. The alien ships glowed ominously, bristling with weapons designed to destroy. This time, the Council was determined to crush the humans and show them who was in charge. When the alarm sounded across Earth, everyone rushed to their stations. Military personnel took their places and civilians evacuated to safety. The mood was tense, but there was no fear, only resolve. The humans were ready to fight back with everything they had. As the alien ships descended upon Earth, the air became thick with tension. The military launched their jets into the sky, meeting the enemy head-on. Pilots communicated through their headsets, coordinating their attacks with incredible precision. They remembered the lessons from the previous battles and focused on using their strengths against the aliens. The sky erupted into chaos as lasers and missiles flew in every direction. Human jets zigzagged through the battlefield, evading enemy fire with breathtaking agility. The aliens, though advanced, were not prepared for the fierce determination of the human pilots. Each time an alien ship fell, cheers erupted from the command centers on Earth. On the ground, soldiers bravely fought to protect their cities. They held their positions, pushing back against the alien invaders with unmatched courage. They fought not just for survival, but for their families, their homes, and their planet. As the battle raged on, the humans realized they were not just fighting for themselves, they were fighting for each other. The strength of their unity shone brightly. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, their unbreakable spirit drove them forward. As the last alien ship retreated, a sense of triumph swept across Earth. The humans had shown that they were not to be underestimated. They had fought with heart, skill, and determination, and they would continue to defend their planet no matter what challenges lay ahead. After their recent victory, the humans felt a surge of confidence. They believed they had finally proven their strength to the Galactic Council. But deep inside, they knew the war was far from over. The Council was a powerful force, and they would return. Little did anyone know, this time the stakes would be even higher. As the days passed, Earth's leaders began to notice something unusual. Intelligence reports indicated that the Galactic Council was not just regrouping, they were also conducting secret meetings with their most advanced war strategists. Whispers of a new weapon began to spread. Rumors suggested that the Council was developing a device that could change the course of the war. The military leaders decided to gather all available information. A special task force was formed, consisting of the best spies and analysts. Their mission was clear: discover the Council's plans and stop them before it was too late. Meanwhile, life on Earth continued. People resumed their daily routines, but the shadow of war hung heavy. Many families stayed close to their loved ones, knowing that the calm could break at any moment. Children wrote letters to the soldiers, and communities held rallies to support their troops. The spirit of unity remained strong, and the people were determined to stand together. As the task force worked tirelessly, they finally uncovered a vital piece of information. They learned that the Galactic Council had developed a weapon known as the Reality Disruptor. This device had the power to tear apart the very fabric of space and time. If activated, it could destroy entire cities in an instant. Panic swept through the military leadership. They understood the threat this weapon posed not only to them but to the entire planet. The generals called an emergency meeting. "We have to act fast," said a high-ranking officer. "If we don't find a way to stop this weapon, Earth will be in grave danger." The room was filled with tension as they debated their options. Some suggested a full-scale attack on the Council's main base, while others feared that such a move could lead to disaster. In the midst of this chaos, a young analyst named Maya proposed a daring plan. "What if we infiltrate their base? We could disable the weapon before they can use it." The room fell silent. Infiltrating the Council's stronghold was dangerous, but it might be their only chance. The leaders quickly agreed, and a special team was formed for the mission. As the team prepared for their dangerous journey, they were filled with a mix of fear and excitement. They trained hard, practicing every possible scenario. They knew the risks, but understood the importance of their task. If they succeeded, they could save countless lives. The day of the mission arrived. The team launched their spacecraft, navigating through the stars toward the Council's hidden base. As they approached, they marveled at the sight of the massive alien structure. It floated silently in space, surrounded by defense systems and patrol ships. Their hearts raced, but they steeled their nerves, knowing that failure was not an option. Using stealth technology, the team slipped past the patrols, landing discreetly on the outskirts of the base. They moved quickly, following the blueprints they had studied. The tension was palpable as they navigated dark corridors and security checkpoints. Every corner could hide danger, but they pressed on, determined to reach the weapon. Finally, they arrived at the heart of the base. There it was, the reality disruptor glowing ominously. The team quickly set to work, planting explosives to disable the device. Suddenly, alarms blared and red lights flashed. The Galactic Council had discovered their presence. "Move! Move! Move!" shouted the team leader. They raced against time, knowing they had only moments before the Council's forces arrived. Just as they finished setting the last explosive, the door burst open. Alien guards flooded the room, their weapons drawn. The team fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Just as defeat seemed certain, an unexpected ally appeared. A group of rebels from within the Council had come to help. They had grown tired of the Council's oppressive ways and decided to join forces with the humans. Together, they fought off the guards and secured their escape. As the team made it back to their ship, they pressed the button to detonate the explosives. The base shook as the reality disruptor was destroyed in a massive explosion, marking a surprising turn in the war. The humans had struck a blow against their enemy, and the alliance with the rebels opened new possibilities for their fight. With their hearts full of hope, the team headed back to Earth, knowing they had changed the course of the war forever. After the destruction of the reality disruptor, the mood on Earth shifted. The humans had faced their enemy and emerged victorious, but the fight was far from over. The alliance with the rebels from the Galactic Council sparked hope and excitement among the people. It also changed the way many viewed humanity. As the team returned home, they were greeted as heroes. Families crowded around the soldiers, tears of joy in their eyes. Children waved flags and shouted cheers. But among the celebrations, the soldiers knew that their victory was just a step in a long journey. The Council would retaliate, and they needed to prepare for what was next. Military leaders quickly organized a meeting to discuss their next steps. The generals understood that the Galactic Council would be furious about losing the reality disruptor. They anticipated an even fiercer attack. "We must strengthen our defenses," said a high-ranking officer. "We cannot let our guard down." Meanwhile, the rebels from the Council sent a message to the humans. They wanted to meet and discuss a new alliance. The humans agreed, recognizing the importance of working together. This meeting could change everything. If they united, they could share knowledge and resources, making them much stronger. The day of the meeting arrived, and representatives from both sides gathered in a large hall. The atmosphere was tense but hopeful. The alien rebels explained their struggles against the oppressive rule of the Council. They shared their technology and strategies, and the humans did the same. As they spoke, a bond began to form. The two sides realized that they were fighting for the same goal: freedom. "We are not so different," one rebel leader said. "We all want to protect our homes and families." The humans nodded, feeling a sense of connection. This alliance was not just about war, it was about mutual respect and understanding. As the days passed, the two groups worked closely together. They trained side by side, learning from each other's strengths. Humans taught the rebels how to adapt their strategies for ground combat, while the rebels showed the humans advanced space technology. Together they grew stronger and more united. Trust blossomed where fear once lingered. Meanwhile, news of the humans' bravery and the new alliance spread across the galaxy. Many alien races began to reconsider their views on humanity. They had watched in awe as the humans fought back against the Galactic Council. Stories of their courage inspired others to stand up against oppression. The Galactic Council's grip on power began to weaken as more rebels joined the cause. However, the Council was not idle. They watched the growing alliance with anger and fear. Determined to crush the humans once and for all, they began to prepare for a massive attack. The leaders called for reinforcements from distant worlds, gathering a fleet larger than any seen before. They planned to strike Earth with everything they had. As the day of the attack approached, the united forces of humans and rebels made their final preparations. They set up defenses around Earth, creating a strong barrier to protect their planet. "We will not back down," the human commander declared. "We will fight for our freedom and for all those who believe in our cause." The day of the Council's attack arrived, and the sky darkened as the massive alien fleet approached. Tension filled the air. The united forces stood ready, waiting for the command to engage. The moment came, and the battle began. Ships filled the sky, and lasers lit up the darkness as the two sides clashed. The humans fought with everything they had, driven by their unbreakable spirit and their newfound allies. The rebels stood beside them, using their advanced technology to gain the upper hand. Together, they pushed back against the Council's forces, showing the galaxy that they would not be intimidated. As the battle raged on, the tide began to turn. The combined might of the humans and rebels overwhelmed the Council's fleet. One by one, alien ships fell from the sky. The Council's forces, once thought invincible, started to retreat. The humans and rebels had earned their respect through bravery and unity. When the battle finally ended, a sense of triumph washed over the Alliance. They had shown that even the strongest opponents could be defeated when people worked together. News of their victory spread throughout the galaxy, and the respect for humanity grew stronger. No longer seen as mere fighters, humans were recognized as true warriors of freedom. As the sun set over Earth, the people celebrated not just their victory, but the new relationships they had formed. The alliance with the rebels marked a new beginning, one filled with hope for the future. Humanity had earned their place in the galaxy, and they were ready to stand against any force that threatened peace and freedom.